Hey, you guys, welcome to the newly revamped podcast of the Sesh Connection. So, we're now including breweries and beers in our reviews. We will also discuss products, events, new beer releases, industry news, and so much more. So, you guys got to tune in at the Sesh Connection on YouTube. We're going to start out our show with actually the brewery segment part of it, only because I enjoy beer and had a long day, so I'm definitely going to get down on some beer. So, let's crack open our first crowler and get to our review. I went to Public Offering as my first brewery to review. They're actually on Broadway in Denver, and I know this is a rather large crowler. I promise I have no intention of actually drinking all of this with you guys. I have just a small enough little glass that it'll do for a tasting. So, yeah. So what I actually ended up reviewing was their One Too Many Pilsners. So this place is actually really cool. They are nestled in between Corvus Coffee on Broadway as well as Good Chem Dispensary. So again, all three, best of all worlds right there. You get your coffee, you get your beer, and you get your joint on the way out. But they actually also, they don't have a kitchen, but they do have food trucks, and usually the food trucks are there, I believe, on like Fridays and Saturdays, but otherwise they do like a discount deal with the local sexy pizza, so that you guys can even bring outside food and drink there. So here is the One Too Many Pilsner. And here's another thing, guys, too. Like, I have really no intention of I myself reviewing IPAs or anything like super crazy like that. I promise I will have guests on the show that will definitely review some IPAs and maybe some imperial stouts and stuff. I'm a light drinker these days, and really, I mean, you can get an IPA pretty much anywhere. Every brewery has anywhere from like 1 to 10. So I like to try the other stuff. And right now I'm truly into like the Pilsner, the Hef, the Helles, one of my absolute favorites. And I did end up getting one of those, of course. But, you know, I used to work at Argonaut Wine and Liquor over there on Colfax, and I love doing beer reviews with them. It gave me just kind of a little better eye on what I'm looking at and what I'm doing. And so really light on the effervescence, which is perfectly fine with me. This is not your typical, it is a German Pils. It is a German Pils. However, it's not, it doesn't have that 7-minute pour, the Pilsner pour that we like so much. I think that that's more traditional at a German brewery more so than anything else. And again, perfectly okay with that. That's a 7-minute pour. When I go to a brewery, sometimes I'm parched. I just want a beer. I want to take a sip. I want to go with that. So yeah, I like to write things down. So of course I'm constantly looking at my notes, people. So yeah, give me a break. But yeah, like I said, I like the lighter side of beers. I feel like you can really taste more complexity that goes into like someone else's version of like a Munich Helles or a German Czech or a German or a Czech Pilsner. You know, a lot of work goes into a proper Vienna, for that matter, Vienna lager. So I feel like an IPA, we get it. We get it. Everyone's got one. That's okay. And not to say that anyone doesn't have a really good IPA. As a matter of fact, I did talk to some of the staff over at Public Offering, and Melissa, one of many of the Melissas that works there apparently, said that, and I directly quote her, she is a super fan of the IPA they have there, the Cellar's Remorse. So if you are an IPA drinker and you definitely want to try one of their IPAs, Melissa said to check out the Cellar's Remorse. So keep calm, drink on. I promise we'll have guests that, like I said, that will do the IPAs, and I promise I will drink this in just a second. Let's see. So their description of it, I feel, is actually pretty accurate, especially for the layman to kind of grasp. Their flavor profile is pretty decent, and we're going to see if that actually adds up in just a second. But they talk about being very biscuity. It has some sweet hints of like hay and strawberry, even some lemon zest in there. They talk about a soft mouthfeel with a dry, crisp finish. And I really do want to kind of talk about that and elaborate on that, so that you guys kind of understand where they're coming from. You'll definitely hear me frequent the terms porch pounder. I like saying that. I like saying that because, I don't know, let's say you have your go-to drinking buddy is a Coors Light drinker, that Girls Light, doesn't really veer from anything else. They don't want that fancy hops type of drink, dad. But anyway, this is how I break him out of that, out of that habit, that pattern. I get him to try something new. He loves a good Helles now, just like myself. We'll take a Pilsner over anything else. He doesn't go to a brewery expecting to get a Coors Light. He goes to a brewery expecting to get something close to it, and that's where I'm there. I kind of help guide him through that, which is kind of fun. So anyway, let's get this going. So like I said, good, like nice, crisp, golden color, light effervescence. It does, in fact, actually have like a hay smell. And to elaborate on that, man, if you like beers, you will actually really like the smell of hay. It's like the second part of our segment of our show, which is going to be about cannabis. If you like the smell of skunk, you're definitely a pothead. I mean, if you're going out into a field and you're like, that roadkill skunk right now smells really great, you're just going to be getting it. That's, we terpenes, I guess you can say, essential terpenes, if you would. So anyway, let's get to drinking on this. What do you say? So, all right, so the taste is definitely light and crisp. I can agree about the soft mouthfeel, and I think that what I get from that statement is that though it's crisp, it doesn't come off with that sharp crispness. I guess the best comparison is like comparing mild to sharp cheddar. You bite into a piece of mild, you're fine. You bite into that sharp cheddar, there's definitely that back end that you're like, ooh, all right. You get that same kind of understanding when they talk about that softer mouthfeel, when it comes to what you get on the back end of this. It's really great, easygoing pills. It's enjoyable and it's light on the tummy. It's not like you're gonna drink this down and feel super heavy. Again, porch pounder. You can mow the lawn, come back, grab one of these, go do some yard work, come back, grab one of these. You're gonna be just fine. So. Like I said, get on over to Public Offering. Give that one too many pills a try. Like I said, they have a great variety, a little something for everyone. Everybody's taste in the bar. They just released their their Munich Helles on Thursday. Gonna finish this right now, and then guess what? We're getting on to that Helles. Cracking the Helles open. Again, really big crowler from Public Offering. I'm sure you guys are kind of wondering why I have a map in the back. I promise we're not going to segue into weekly update or weekend update. I have that back there because we have something else we're actually going to be adding to the show here. I will talk about that in a second. Right now, I am just making a little bit of a mess over here. What I wanted to do was show you guys and build like a really nice head on this beer to show you how fast actually the effervescents are in this, how fast that it's very light head, so it's not like super fluffy. It's dissolving really fast, dissipating really fast. However, that's perfectly fine with me. I always look for like sweet notes of honey in a Helles, and I definitely get that here. Let's see. Let's give it a try, kids. beautiful. That is very nice and crisp, nice and light. Another one I would go to, again, when it comes to a good Helles, and I am a sucker for a good Helles. I used to work at a brewery in Centennial, and I think it was an everyday, all-day occurrence for me. I was like, yep, give me the Helles, give me that. I'd probably kick that kid many a time. But yeah, this is a great one. See how fast, we were only talking for maybe a couple moments, and that head is gone, nicely dissipated into the glass. Again, the light color on this, it's not super heavy. It's not even as dark as you would think, because usually a Helles to me has like that more of a deeper honey note, so it kind of does get that heavier, deeper tone of gold to it. However, this is really nice, really gorgeous, very nice and light. Again, very crisp. I would not say a soft mouthfeel on this, but I also wouldn't say a sharp one. Again, if we're comparing, mild to sharp cheddar, I would go with mild mouthfeel here. Really nice and light, has some really great little zest on the back end. Just really enjoyable. It's got, just a clean, refreshing taste to it. I really think, again, for those light beer drinkers or people that just really don't want to drink an IPA all day, this is definitely a go-to beer as well. Definitely go to public offering, grab you a Helles, grab you a Pilsner. I believe they even have a hoppier Pilsner if you do want that sharper, crisp mouth taste in there, mouthfeel. Definitely go with that. As far as any events that they're having right now that are going on, there's nothing really too crazy. They don't have anything really on their specific event calendar. I will say that in general, there is I believe the Winter Brew Fest coming up. So definitely, Google that, get on there. It's here in Denver. You're going to want to go if you're a beer person. Some good winter ales there, I'm sure. And the Winter Brew Fests are pretty cool. If you've been to like the taste, if you've been to, can't even think of it right now, but the Great American Beer Fest, then you will like the Winter Brew Fest. I really think you will. A little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate, which is actually a lot better. I think you can really ask a lot more questions of your brewers, and probably get maybe some extra pours while you're at it, yeah. So let's see. All right, so I promised you guys something new. I promised that what we were going to do was take a walk through import beers. So I went to this brewery, and I swear to God, people, I have no idea. I cannot remember for the life of me what brewery it was, but it was an awesome brewery. The woman there came over to me and she says, "Would you like a Christmas gift?" This was a couple weeks ago, and no one else had accepted her Christmas gift, which I thought was really weird. So I said, "Sure." I didn't even know what it was. I didn't care. Everyone else declined. I said yes. What she ended up giving me was actually a really, really, really cool gift. So this map behind me is a map that is called Around the World in 80 Beers. Basically what you have to do is you have to go to every little area listed on here, and you scratch off with this handy dandy little poker tool thingy they give you with a little scrapey edge side and a little pointy end. And you scrape off the little area that you tried a beer at. If you're blind like me, they give you this awesome little magnifying glass that you can put up to something and be able to see it just a tad bit better. But I thought this was really cool, considering I am doing this podcast and wanted to start doing stuff on breweries, because we all know how much I really do love breweries. My father typically buys me the hops passport year after year after year. I have not completed all of them each year. I've tried, but I've actually been the one that's gone out to all of those crazy ones that are way out in like Grand Junction or Alamosa. And that's only because I have the awesome benefit of being a BA for a couple of different cannabis companies, which allow me to cross around Colorado and do pop-ups at different dispensaries, which is really cool. So in the midst of that, when I'm done with those, I usually pop into a brewery because I'm in that area, and I grab a beer and, at least get to taste something while I'm in that area. So, so without further ado, we actually decided to travel to Iceland this time around for our brewery or for our beer. So I'm going to find that real quick on this really cool map. So give me 2 seconds. It's over here, but I can't really see it, but it's over there. So I'm not necessarily going to scratch it out, but it's over there. I promise I'll get it later. You'll see it the next time we have the show that it's been scratched out. So what did we go and visit and see when we went to Bevy's beverage store? So what they had at this awesome beverage store in Littleton was a vast, awesome variety of imports. So I found Einstock White Ale. And if you're wondering right off the bat, is it like a Blue Moon? Yes, it is. 100% like a Blue Moon. But there are some awesome, unique differences to this specific beer that Blue Moon can't give you. So let's see. We'll grab our handy dandy glass again. And so I bought the thing for $13. You can only get a 6-pack. I couldn't find it in singles. Like I said, I got it at Bevy's in Littleton. And it is a classic Belgian wit beer. It's a 5.2. And it has wheat malt, Pilsner malt, oats. It actually has Bavarian Noble hops and a little bit of orange peel and coriander. You're really going to understand the difference between peel and zest, especially when it comes to flavors in beers. So, that being said, we're going to pour our Einstock. I love it. It has a little Viking on the end of it. We poured that at a really good tilt, and it has a really, really big head to it, which is great. A lot of bubbles. It is, I would say, medium thick. It's really not like too heavy thick on the head. It's not super light and bubbly where they're going to dissipate very fast. So this is going to take just a moment to kind of dissipate and get down to where our wonderful beer is. And that's fine. While it's dissipating and that head is coming down, it's actually throwing more flavor into your beer. Remember that. There's no reason to drink a beer real fast. Let that head kind of settle into your beer. You're going to love it. So let's see. So yeah, again, quick effervescence, bubbly head. We're going to go on tasting it now, and you really want to like search for certain notes that they tell you to look for. You really do, because you want to make sure that a beer is really kind of being, well, honest with you. And I say that because you'll hear me a lot of times say something like, really taste the apricot in that. I guarantee you that beer probably had no brew of apricot in there, but I taste that. That's a taste bud that I get from it. So I don't necessarily want to lead you in the wrong direction, but when they specifically tell you to look for some sort of hint of flavor in there, you're going to want to find that, because you don't want to be fooled by your beer. You're paying for it, and it's awesome. So let's give it a try. Super nice and light. Little heaviness on that back end, definitely a sharpness on the back end. Again, I would say that it really kind of is similar to a Blue Moon Belgian White. The one thing I am going to talk about that they pride themselves on, and we'll get into that, is about their the water that they actually use to create this beer. So you definitely taste that coriander. As we're talking here, I'm definitely feeling the back end tastes. And again, let's talk about how peel differs from zest. So what they're saying is, and you can really taste in that, is there's this bitterness, but a good bitterness. It's not something that you're not liking. It's actually something that's quite flavorful. But the bitterness is so again, if you want to taste or think about what I'm tasting, bite into an actual orange piece, an actual little piece of an orange, and then bite into the peel. And that taste, that bitter taste you get when you bite into the orange peel, that's kind of what you get here, but it's pulled together, not pulled apart, but pulled together with the hops that are in this. It's pulled together with the Icelandic water we're going to be speaking about. So a lot of things work in this beer. And that peel definitely works in this beer. You really do get a forward hint of coriander, which is fine. I am not a fan of coriander. I actually really do like it. So I think it's super great. Let's see. So, all right. So here's what they're priding themselves on. It's made with it's pure Icelandic water, which actually makes this beer allegedly more flavorful and refreshing. And again, I say they're not wrong. They boast about this pristine glacier water. So what I did was I sought out a frequent visitor of this beautiful country to give us kind of an idea of how good their water truly is. So I asked Maria DiLorenzo of New Jersey, who claims the water there is so pure and so refreshing that she would stop at the local rivers with empty water bottles and just fill her water bottles up daily with this beautiful water because, as she said, their water is insane. She has tried also all the different flavors that Einstock actually has for their beers. And oddly enough, this is one of her favorites, so I'm really super glad to hear that as well. It's easy drinking, light and refreshing. So I say pick up your Einstock 6-pack over at Bevy's today. I'm sure you can find it at your local spot, but Bevy's seems to have a really great, like I said, just array of awesome beers from imports all over the place. So we'll definitely be going there more to visit, to scratch off our map, of course. We're going to get there together, people. It's not just going to be me. We're all going to go together. So, yeah. Like I said, these are pretty tasty. I hope you guys like this. I promise, like I said, I'll have some guests on here trying some other beers. We won't make this all about me. I promise. We'll have other people on here, and that'll be great. So I feel like this kind of wraps up our beer review for today. I want you to stay tuned for sure for our cannabis segment of the show. And really, this is going to be something I'm literally just probably going to drink this and segue right into the next part of it. I definitely want to thank Public Offering for allowing me the opportunity to chat about their awesome brewery. Brian and Cody are really great brewers. Beer tenders, I should say. Cody is actually their head beer tender or brewer. I say go over there, guys, give a chat, talk to these fellas. They are super easy to talk to, really great people. Grab a cold one, tune in next week, and we'll visit another brewery for sure. Yeah. So, like I said, that's going to be it for our our brewery part of it. There is no editing on this, people. We're going live. We're going full. We're not editing. It's all me. So, like I said, next we're going to talk about some cannabis stuff. I kind of feel that those of you that have tuned in before to the Sesh Connection when we were on a different platform, on a different channel, you guys got to kind of see us get high a lot and kind of veer off from the subject. Don't get me wrong, I still don't necessarily want to go into the scientifics behind all kinds of cannabis. I want my guests to do that for us. I want you to feel comfortable enough that you can listen in on stuff like that. But yeah. So just having me here right now, yes, it's because I work for them, but also we're going to actually review 2 111 products today for the cannabis segment. And the reason being is because 111 Day is actually this Thursday. It is going to be really cool. Go and celebrate. Grab you a 111 live rosin hash stick or even our 2-gram diamond blunt. You will absolutely love this stuff. If you don't get a chance to get out to their Moffat store, where they actually are doing a buy 3, get 1 free on both the rosin stick as well as the diamond blunt. If you don't make it out there, come see me over at Kind Care on Thursday from 3 to 6. I'm actually doing a pop-up over there, and I'm going to be giving away some free swag for 111 Day. You make a purchase, I give you some kind of gift, I promise. It'll be really great, really cool. I absolutely tell you, celebrate 111 the way we should with a good live rosin hash stick for you. So let's see. So just a little bit of background about 111. Their 111 farm is in Moffat. So like I said, they have a dispensary there. They also have their grow is located out there as well, nicely nestled in the mountains there. Um, as far as their cannabis goes, as far as their rosin stick in particular, which is the first thing I think we're actually going to try today, the rosin sticks, they're completely solventless. So it's an indoor grown, living soil grown flower joint. It's coated in heat, pressed in rosin and kief. This handy dandy too. And I actually ended up getting this over at Lit Dispensary on Broadway. They are across from this awesome little restaurant joint, this bar called Brutal Poodle. Dude, best food in all the land. If you have not tried their it's like a pull apart monkey bread kind of dessert thing, it's so good. Y'all need to try it. Very, very tasty. But anyway, yes, got this over at Lit. Really great prices. I swear, I feel like I paid like maybe $15 for this. It is a joint that is wrapped in live rosin, and then it's dipped in kief on the outside. A lot of people right away are like, "Oh my God, it's caviar." Shut up. It's not. It's 111. And don't think I'm at all joshing on some caviar. Let me tell you about caviar. They were my OG go-to. I still to this day love them very, 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 very deeply. Once 111 came out and I started working for them, I got to be honest, I did go this route, but caviar, you're my OG. So I'm going to light this with a lighter. We do have something else we're going to try as well, but anyway, so this little guy comes in this bougie little glass tube, as I like to call it, with a little cork in there. One of the reasons why I love the glass tube, so it has kief on the outside. And a lot of times when you have kief on the outside of a joint, anything that falls off of it, if you have it in a tube, a plastic tube joint tube container, it gets stuck in there. It's static. It's just sticking down in there. It's going to take everything, probably including a Q-tip, to get down in there. So when you actually shake off the Q-tip, you might just have remnants of Q-tip along with your kief from in there. This tube, to me, actually, if anything falls off, which barely anything ever does, but if anything falls down in there, it gathers down there. You can actually take this, turn it upside down, pour it right into your pipe if you have anything left over. So this way you can top your pipe with a little bit of kief from 111 as well. Yes, this is my Leela pipe. Those of you that are Futurama fans will understand the reference. We'll smoke out of Leela a little later. But let's get to this joint, right? So let's see. Well, the one thing that I love that 111 actually does is it's their wacky names for their actual joints. So what did I get? I got the Grape-a-Lola. Again, it's a hybrid. I didn't want to pass out on you guys, but I also didn't want to speed through everything. So we're going to light this. I am not a person that likes to put my joints in my mouth and light them. I really don't feel like you can evenly light your joint that way. And there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, my joint's not pulling right. My joint's not hitting right. It's voting." If you light it correctly, those things won't happen. A lot of people will immediately take a joint out and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm done with it. I'm going to just light it right up." Maneuver it a little. Fuck with it in your hands. I'm not saying to necessarily do this on a 111 because they're not made for you to have to do that, especially because there's kief on the outside. But when you get a pre-roll, if it's too tight, smush it a little. If there's a lot of paper on the top end of it, open it up, loosen your joint, retighten it to a point of like a nice, good medium flow of looseness, and then roll it back up and light it. Everything should be fine. But, it's up to you to kind of maintain your joint. I hate when people go to a dispensary and they're like, "My joint sucked. It fell off everywhere and did its own thing." Well, did you loosen it beforehand? Did you light it all around? There are, as dumb as it sounds, people, there are techniques. And I say that like as dumb as it sounds, but really, oh my goodness, there are people that, we're ritualistic when it comes to how people dab. Clean this, move over that, put this on a certain temp, then light this over there, wait 30 seconds, wait 60 seconds, do this, clean it afterward. So there's a ritual to everything. Why not have a ritual to lighting your joint so that it does light evenly? So that you aren't one of those people that are like, I don't buy pre-rolls because they don't smoke well for me. That's a weird statement. So anyway, so here we go. We're gonna light it around. We're gonna twirl it, people. We're gonna twirl it a little. We're gonna pull it upwards. We're gonna let it consume the top of that. And if we have to, which I feel we do, we're gonna light it again. We want to get an even rim around all of this burn. All right. I want to blow on that, and I want to see an entire connection of red all around everyone. All right. And that's how I feel that I know I've gotten an even enough flame to it to have an even enough burn. That is a really nice infused joint. It's rosin, so we know it's solventless. It doesn't have butane, ethanol, propylene in it. It's made with living soil. It's burning all the way around in a really nice way. We have given this the fan test before and smoked this in front of a fan, and let me tell you something, it still burns evenly all the way through. So again, I'm not coughing on this hit. It's not a harsh hit. And you know, there's a lot of joints we smoke. A lot of joints we smoke out there that hit so harsh that you're coughing every 5 seconds. Is coughing a good thing? I mean, sometimes, yeah, but I hate to say this, people, but if I'm driving in the car, I don't want to be coughing the whole time. I need to drive, damn it. Anyway, So again, these are only taste testings that we're doing. So honestly, I'm going to put this out. I'm not worried about the reburn on this, honestly, because it, again, is super flavorful, super tasty. I know that when I reburn this, it's going to burn evenly all the way around. I'm not concerned with what happens or how it's going to taste after I'm done with it. So absolutely, guys, 111 live rosin hash stick. There are so many places where you can actually get this thing for as low as $13, as high as $22. Depends really on where you live. I believe that, you know, where I'm going to be at, we are actually going to have something, I think it's going to be $20, which is awesome. That's after the discount of while I'm there. So as you notice too, this joint does not even have like a glass tip on the end of it. I really don't think that it needs it. I do understand why caviar, I feel, kind of needs it. That the oil in there is awesome, and I don't know if anyone else has ever had this issue, but when I've smoked it, I've actually gotten like I'm almost positive it's like the cannabis oil is like in my nose right here, and I find like this little bit of stickiness from the smoke, and I'm not sure if that's just me or if I'm imagining it, but I swear to God, it's every time I've smoked the caviar. But again, I do love this caviar. But yeah, so we don't have a glass tip on this, so, and I don't get that same kind of feeling, but because caviar actually has that glass tip, to me it's actually a lot less that stuff is actually going on my nose and getting sticky. Let's see. So actually we're going to take a hit in between before we move on to our next review. So we're going to take a hit from the Lila. As some of you may or may not know, I am an employee over at Denver Kush Club. They're over on Welton. You guys, we have some of the best prices over there, really, for the city. We have a really cool little section. Honestly, like I even wrote something up here because I really want to pay homage to the fact that, you know, we actually have this incredible clothing apparel that is done by a local designer, a local artist, Michael Ortiz. You guys got to know, we have hoodies, we've got beanies, we've got hats. Even our artwork in there is really cool. You should definitely stop by. Like I said, we've got the best prices in town. Even if you don't even come by to purchase some cannabis and you just want to say hello to me, I'm there. I'm there on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I typically work the day shift. As you all know, I work typically nights, doing all kinds of pop-ups and stuff. But yeah, please come by. Definitely check out our apparel. Definitely check out our awesome prices. You guys, we've got some really good deals on concentrates out the door. We're doing a whole revamp on some of our edibles line and stuff like that. So you got to come in, check it out, and see what we have to offer over there for sure. So Anyway, so what we're going to smoke in between here is one of my favorite strains from them. It's called African Queen. Yes, I wrote that on there because I didn't realize that we actually got the labels fixed where it actually tells it on there. So of course I had to be bougie and I had to write it on there. I had to be me. But African Queen is one of my favorite cannabis flower there. It is absolutely ridiculously delicious. Smells great. It's got this cheesy end to it. Definitely earthy blend. And we're going to smoke that out of Leela right now. So she's got a little carb on the ass end here. Smoking that tentacle. Just a really good, like, cheesy earth, even on that back. On the top of your mouth, you get this kind of like, kind of funny. You get this really kind of earthy taste up there. Really just, it's definitely vegetable, like maybe a potato or something. But it's so good. I swear to God, if you ever want to taste something that's got a really good kick to it, definitely try African Queen over there. I have a couple other favorites: strawberry milk, cheetah milk, Pearl Cadillac's one of my absolute favorites. But African Queen through and through, and I think that customers even feel like that's a fan favorite over there as well. So please come check us out. We're open, obviously 7 days a week, Monday through through Saturday. We open at 9. We close at 10. On Sundays, we actually open at 10. We close at 7. So come by. Like I said, come see what our deals are. Come see our apparel. Come see the work of Michael Ortiz, the local artist that actually did the work on our apparel. You will absolutely love it. So next up, you guys, next up and lastly, on this crazy journey you've taken with me tonight, which is deeply appreciated. Thank you all for anybody that's tuned in and watched the first episode. I really appreciate y'all. So I really was worried that this was going to be like a 2-hour thing, just me doing this, and I didn't want you all to just have to sit through my voice for 2 hours. So thank God, so far we're keeping it under an hour. Perfectly content with that. Beer, because I'm a little parched. Okay, so we're moving on to our next one, all right? So I already pulled it out. I got a little, oh my God, I have to do this. But we are actually reviewing the 111 2-gram infused diamond blunt, alrighty? So this thing is awesome. So let me get into one of the main reasons why I love this blunt. You guys, I'm from Philly. I am from Philly. And I know I work with a young lady who is from New York, and so she understands me when I talk about blunts. We get it. There's a lot of places out here, a lot of companies out here that want to say that they rock a blunt, and it doesn't look like one. I promise you, it doesn't look like one. We know what our blunts look like. We are Philly people. We are Jersey people. We are New York people. East Coast. We are blunt people. So it was amazing to me when 111 had approached me and told me that they had come out with a 2-gram blunt. And when they showed me a picture, I was just astonished. It's, I'm holding it in my hand right now. Again, took it out of one of these awesome little bougie tubes, a little bit thicker than the other one. And they all come with a cork, so it always conceals, the flavor, the life expectancy, one would say. So your stuff is not, drying out. But look at this thing. This is 2 grams, and it's got diamonds in it. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's one of those, really great end here, really like interesting front end. I'm actually always shocked at the fact, and I think I had this conversation with a coworker, that they closed the front rather than kept it open like a typical cigar. But again, I get it. Sometimes I've seen blunts on the East Coast where they are closed. So I guess what my reasoning for bringing that up is that there's a lot of people that have been like, oh, I can't get the right burn on there, and I think it's because it's a closed thing. And don't worry, my coworker is not the only one that said this to me. There were others. However, one question that I had asked was, are we using a torch, or are we using a lighter? Are we rotating? Are we treating it like it's a cigar? Because that's what you you should treat this like. It needs to burn correctly. I mean, you got to imagine us when we roll blunts out there on the East Coast, we are wetting up with our saliva an entire blunt wrap. So I mean, imagine this: we are like cracking open a Philly blunt. First, we're licking it, most of us. We're getting it nice and soaky so that we can then get our little thumbs in there and crack that all open all the way through. And then we're taking all that shit out of there, all that tobacco. And we're taking the little cancer paper out in between, so you got to be super delicate. And then, I kid you not, we are soaking that thing in our saliva so that it's nice and durable, so that it's pliable. We can use it. We can stretch it a little. We can manipulate it. And then we're rolling it up, so there's a process. And I kind of forgot where I was going with that. But all in all, like our blunts come out really nice. And they look something like this if you do it right, damn it. So I brought over a torch, of course, so that we can light this the right way, right? Promise I won't light my hand. So again, we're going to light it up. We're going to use our torch. We're going to twirl it around. We're going to get a nice, good, like even burn that we can physically see on it. When you see that paper start to get darker in those areas and it's kind of an even flow, then I can pretty much guarantee that your front end is pretty much lit and ready to go. If it's not, you do the old-fashioned, I'm going to light it again, right? And I always like to relight mine, whether they're lit or not. So again, nice even burn, everything's on there. Now, it's already lit. I'm not lighting this at my lips. There's no reason for this. Watch what you're doing. There's just no, I mean, even a person with a cigar is actually watching what they're doing. They're not, let me just light this up and call it a day. So, look at that. Nice even burn, nice red all the way around, went all the way through, still burning nice and evenly through. It's a really good, like just a nice hit. It's not something, again, that you're coughing off of. And again, it's because a lot of places, not just us, a lot of places are using really good cannabis these days, which is awesome. I am not like typically a joint person anymore because I worry about that harsh cough, but I'm liking the weed that they're putting into joints lately. It's not causing me to cough. Now, wait till you see me do dabs. That's a whole different story. So nice, clean hit again. It's got a really good, like you can hold this, it's durable, it's flexible, it's, you can grip it. It's not something that you have to feel delicate about. So I really do enjoy this. This is definitely a party blunt to me. And there's a lot of places that are like, oh, I have a blunt, I have this and I have that. I get it. But these are also economically, like, you can afford this, is what I'm basically saying. You can actually go to the store and say, oh, that's affordable, I'll take that. And that's what I like about it. Again, price points are anywhere from like $45 to $70 some for a 2-gram diamond blunt, depending on where. Buy two, get one free, or buy three, get one free over at Moffitt Dispensary of 111. Celebrate 111 Farms with us this week. Pop in over at DKC, come see us. And then, of course, I mean, we don't want to forget some of the main parts of our show that I think are the most important thing that we need to get over and talk about. So it does look like there's a few events coming up on the horizon. January 25th, it looks like Sensi Winter Edition is definitely doing an industry event at 7 p.m. To look up tickets, I would prefer that you find Sensi, maybe follow them on Instagram. I just don't want to go ahead and advertise where they're going to be without their consent on that. So I just want to make sure, though, that you guys are aware of where that they are having an event. So check it out. It is an industry event. And again, when it comes down to it, that's what we want to be here at the Sesh Connection. I want to be your guide to where is the next event? Where can I sesh next? Where's the next beer event? Where's the next cannabis event? What's the next giveaway? I want to be able to have that knowledge given to you whenever you want it. So, yeah, January 25th, Scentsy Winter Edition, 7 p.m. April 19th, guys, Terps and Glass. It's at 6 p.m. It's brought to you by Safe Sesh Night. Your host, Ollie, has tickets available. DM him at Ollie710 or email him, or them, I apologize, at Ollie710, the number 710, at iCloud.com. We will be setting up a $5 raffle page to win your very own event calendar for February. That's right. You get a calendar with 14 days leading up to Valentine's Day, where every day you actually will open your little event doors, like what I like to call it, and you will actually get a different treat every day for 14 days leading up to Valentine's Day. We have all different products that are going in there for you. You're going to love it. Definitely. We'll start posting about that for sure. So stay tuned and watch it on the gram. The winner will actually be announced on the January 29th show here. It's on a Monday. The raffle will actually end at 5 p.m., and the winner will be announced between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. that night on the show. One of the reasons, and let's just get on to that right now, that I'm definitely going to end the contest at 5 p.m. on the 29th is, and I don't want people to think that we aren't paying attention to you. If I get it any closer to 7 o'clock, there's people that I will miss, and I do apologize for that. If it's 5:01, I apologize. We've already looked at the names and stuff like that, and I did have apparently somebody get mad that we didn't see their thing for a raffle a few months back, and I again, sorry. We only got so many in. I think we only missed 2 people, and one of them was him. So again, I do apologize, but we're going to make sure that we have the timing correct so that we don't upset you guys when it comes to something like that. We want everybody to be able to participate, and I, again, apologize that 2 of you did not get to participate in that. So yeah, we will make sure that we have the contest going correctly and give you all the information that you need. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, so guys, you're definitely going to want to tune in next week. Next Monday, our guest will be the awesome sauce Laura from Joy Bomb and Iovia. You all know her. You all love her. If you don't, I promise you will. We, of course, will also visit another brewery and review another import from our Around the World in 80 Beers. And then again, like I said, guys, don't forget to come see me or even just come see the awesome crew over at DKC. We're on Welton. Definitely visit any place where you can get a 111 product this week on 111 Day on Thursday. And again, if you don't get out to Moffat, come out to Fort Collins and see me on Thursday. I'll be there 3 to 6 giving out some cool swag. That's about it. I just wanted to say thank you all for joining into this show. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed doing it a lot with you guys. Maybe too much. Maybe I won't have so many beers on here next time. Maybe I'll have more. But all in all, we'll definitely have more people. It won't just be me. I figure that, some of the episodes will just be me. And for that matter, hey, this is my first episode with you guys, considering that our other shows are on a different platform now. So it's no longer a crew. It's just me. And I am happy to be your podcast. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. If you didn't catch it, we'll definitely have the video up, so you are more than welcome to navigate through it. First half is the brewery half, second half is our cannabis half. That is it. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next week, okay? Thanks.